And it goes a little something like
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Otter Talk episode number 5. We have an action-packed episode with teams starting and wrapping up their seasons simultaneously. Men's and women's basketball, as well as men's wrestling teams kicking off their seasons as well. First, we'll start things off with women's soccer, who had 2 matches this week as they wind down their season. Ottawa comes into the week in a bit of a battle for the last couple of spots in the KCAC tournament and got off on the right foot on the road against McPherson. Both teams had a clean sheet going into that second half when a free kick opportunity came the way of the Braves. Aaliyah Morris put the ball into the box from the midfield, which then bounced over the head of one of the keepers for her first goal of the season, and what a goal to have for her first goal. A goal from the halfway line that put the Braves up 1-0. Ottawa would keep the pressure, and 17 minutes later, Danae Evans would put a ball over the top of the defense that bounced its way past the keeper once again to push the lead to 2. The Bulldogs would muster a response in the 87th minute with a goal by Allie Holloway. The lead was then extended once again by the Braves just seconds later. After the goal from Holloway, Stormy Garcia bested the keeper for the third goal of the game to put it out of reach for the Bulldogs. With the final score 3-1, the Braves put their best foot forward on the week, and we need that momentum coming for the upcoming match. With the win, Ottawa came home for the toughest challenge of the season, facing the number 8 team in the nation, Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Eagles got started early and did not let up, scoring 6 goals in the first half. They would then add 2 more in the second half, finishing the game with 8 goals to the Braves' none. With the loss, Ottawa moves to 5-9-2 overall and 4-6-1 in the KCAC. They will have 1 game next week to finish off the regular season. They'll travel to Salina to play Kansas Wesleyan and try to secure a spot in the KCAC tournament. Men's soccer with a tough week as well, playing 2 nationally ranked teams while trying to put an end to their losing streak. After a series of tough losses, the Braves went on the road to McPherson to try to play the Bulldogs, who were nationally ranked, coming in at 22. Ottawa went down early as a goal in the 18th minute put McPherson up 1-0, but Carlos Alvarez would lead the charge for the Braves as he sent a ball over the head of the keeper from range, scoring minutes before the half, tying the score at 1. The Bulldogs would find the go-ahead goal in the 57th minute off of a rebound in the box and would carry that momentum to another goal later in the half to give them a 2-goal advantage that they would hold on to. The Braves would fall to the Bulldogs 3-1, putting up a good fight against a nationally ranked opponent, but it would not get any easier for the Braves as they hosted the number 2 team in the nation, Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Braves would need a win in this game to stay in the hunt for the 8th seed in the KCAC for a chance at the conference tournament. Things would start out the Eagles' way as a ball squared into the middle of the box was finished for the opening goal. The Braves would fight their way back like they had all year, and in the 47th minute, Jonathan Rawayo, on the end of a beauty of a cross, put a jumping kick away for his 8th goal of the season to tie things at 1. Ottawa would go on to take the lead over the Eagles when a set piece taken found the head of J.C. Schwartz for his first goal of the season. The Eagles would muster a response of their own with a goal in the 77th minute to tie it and another in the 85th minute to take the lead. But with the game going back and forth, it was only fitting that the Braves would tie things up, and it would be the Braves' leading goal scorer who would do just that. Bence Molnar would beat the Eagles' keeper to tie things up at 3. The Braves fighting hard, but would fall to the Eagles as they were able to put the heartbreaker across in the first overtime period, winning the match 4-3, dashing Ottawa's chances of the KCAC tournament. With the loss, the end of the season comes for the Braves as they finished 5-11-2 overall and 4-8 in conference. Bence Molnar led the team in goals and assists with 12 goals and 5 assists. Moving on to women's volleyball, who look to keep the winning streak going as their counterparts in the KCAC look to do exactly the same. Both Ottawa and McPherson going game for game at the top of the standings. Ottawa still receiving votes, had 2 games this week, first traveling to York. And having to fight back from an early deficit, the Braves put together a 6-point run that grabbed them the lead and were able to keep the Panthers at bay to win the first set 25-20. The Braves were down once again, but mounted another run in the second set, this one a 11-1 run that put the Panthers at arm's reach as Ottawa won the second set by a wider margin of 25-18. And in the third set, the Braves seemed to find their groove as they started the set with a 9-1 lead, which was too much for York to handle, and the Braves took the lead for the final and third set, winning 25-13, sweeping York for their third win in a row. Ottawa finished the match with 45 kills, an attacking percentage of .320, 40 assists, 9 service aces, 43 digs, and a solo block. Iona Tharps led the Braves with 16 kills, Caitlin Hall led with 25 assists, and Emily Jackson had 13 digs. With the win on the road, Ottawa will return to Wilson Fieldhouse for a game against Bethany. The Braves would take an early lead to start things off, in set 1 climbing to a 20-10 lead before closing things out and winning the set by a wide margin of 25-14. The Braves would again pull away to start the set and keep it that way as the Swedes did not have a response. Ottawa would finish things out strong and win the set 25-17. The Braves, never taking off the cruise control, once again grabbed the lead and did not relinquish it, winning the third set convincingly 25-14, completing the sweep of the Swedes at home. In the sweep, Ottawa had 47 kills, and an attacking percentage of .365, 44 assists, 4 service aces, 50 digs, and 3 team blocks. Iona Tharps led the Braves once again with 14 kills, while Caitlin Haller had herself a double-double, finishing the match with 20 assists and 13 digs. Emily Jackson led the Braves with 16 digs of her own. With another great week for the Braves, 2 players were recognized for Player of the Week honors. First, Caitlin Haller was named KCAC Setter of the Week for the second time this year. Haller, for the week, had 45 assists, 17 digs, and averaged 7.5 assists per match. Second, Iona Tharps was named KCAC Attacker of the Week for her second time this year. Tharps had 30 kills, an attacking percentage of .519, and averaged 5 kills per set. Ottawa once again sweeping away the competition, keeping up with the Bulldogs of McPherson, who have matched the Braves every step. Ottawa moves to 13-8 overall and 9-1 in the KCAC, with a big game in the upcoming week as they will travel to McPherson to try to take that top spot in the conference for themselves. Football went on the road last weekend to try to extend the winning streak from 3 to 4. While adding a win against a nationally ranked opponent, they faced number 6 ranked Kansas Wesleyan. Ottawa would get on the board first when Brendan McKinney jumped a pass at the 25-yard line and took the pick 75 yards for a touchdown to put the Braves up early. The Coyotes would take a quarter or two to respond as they punched the ball in at the 1-yard line to tie things up in the second quarter. On that very next possession, the Braves would retake that lead as Colton Davis found Corell Hill on a screen pass with just under 2 minutes left in the half. The Coyotes would put together 2 scoring drives in the third to take the lead on Nick Alsman's second rushing touchdown. Then they would add 2 more to put the game out of the reach of the Braves with a score of 35-14. Ottawa would then add 1 more touchdown late in the fourth, with Davis collecting his second touchdown of the game on a pass over the top of the defense to Dylan Foos. Ottawa had 316 yards of offense, choosing the aerial attack once again, collecting 245 through the air and 71 on the ground. Colton Davis went 22 for 44 through the air with 245 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Dalen Johnson led the Braves in rushing yards with 55 on 17 attempts. On the defensive end, Jacob Garcia led the team with 11 tackles, and Brandon McKinney had the pick 6 that started the game. The Braves moved to 4-5 overall and 3-5 in the KCAC, and they'll be on the road once again this weekend as they'll go to play Sterling. As previously mentioned, men's basketball began their campaign. The Braves came into the season receiving votes in the national rankings, gathering 21 points from the poll, with the 25th team receiving 100 points. Ottawa was also picked to finish 3rd in the KCAC, a position where they finished last year. Men's basketball kicked off their season with a game against Haskell Indians University. The game got started going back and forth, with Haskell climbing out to an 11-point lead with 7 minutes left in the first half. The Braves then began to storm their way back, cutting into the deficit, moving it all the way to 4 with just under 5 minutes left, even getting the lead down to 1 when Haskell went on a 7-0 run to finish the half, leading 38-30. Ottawa faced a 10-point deficit a minute into the second half, but 10 points would be the largest deficit the Braves would see in the half as they began to shoot the lights out. The Braves went on a 36-0 run that would turn into a 44-6 run in the second half that saw them shoot almost 75% from the field as well as 75% from 3, connecting on 12 threes in the half alone. The run ensured Haskell would not make any sort of comeback, and the Braves cruised their way to an emphatic 99-62 victory, getting quite the win to start their season. 3 Braves were able to reach double digits. Jaquan Daniels with 27, Joe Johnson with 12, and Ty Bland with 17 off the bench. The Braves moved to 1-0 on the new season with 2 games this upcoming week, traveling to Baker on Wednesday and returning to the Wilson Fieldhouse on Saturday to face Kansas Christian College. We'll look forward to having Wilson Fieldhouse packed and rocking again on Saturday. The men's wrestling team coming into the year with some high expectations. Ottawa was picked to top the KCAC in the preseason polls, with 7 Braves picked to top their weight classes. To go along with the conference predictions, Ottawa was honored with a national rank as well, Ottawa being ranked 17th in the nation to start the season, their highest preseason ranking, as well as 7 Braves selected for the top 20 in their weight classes individually. With the preseason accolades, Ottawa would host Midland and Bethany for their first match. The Braves first faced Midland, where they scored 3 falls from Parker Wright, Mel Dye, and Gabriel McDuffie, a tech fall from J.D. Perez, 3 forfeits, and 2 wins by decision from Cordell Hunt and Dayton Hill. The Braves only lost 1 match, winning by a score of 47-3. The Braves then finished off the night with a match against Bethany. The Braves scored points once again via 6 forfeits, as well as a fall from J.D. Perez, and decisions from Braden Ledford, who wrestled up a weight class, Dayton Hill, and Justin Darter. The Braves showed out in their first 2 matches, getting themselves started on the right foot. They'll look to continue the momentum this Saturday when they travel to compete in the Falcon Invite. And that'll do it for episode number 5 of Otter Talk, a bit of a long one considering the overlapping of so many sports, but a good week for the Braves all around. Remember to head out and support our teams this week. Pack the house, and we'll see you next week. From everyone here behind the camera in the booth, thank you for tuning in. I'm Blake Griffin, signing off.
I'll keep you.